We got to talk about the Suns real quick. We've all witnessed another epic collapse in the closeout game by the Phoenix Suns on their home floor, this time to the Denver Nuggets. They were actually down 30 at half and they only lost by 20, but yeah, that game was over by the first quarter. They got on the ass from jump. KCP was amazing. He outscored both KD and Devin Booker in the first half. Jokic was killing them, no Aiden. It's not like Aiden was doing a good job. I believe Landale was actually, at least matching Aiden's production on the defensive end, but it came to effort. But I guess Jokic just saw Landale. It was like really, and I don't get why Monty Williams is doing always seeing single coverage. I know Jokic can pass out of a double team, but this man is arguably the greatest player in the world. He's dropping 40 a game on unbelievable efficiency. And you let Landale single coverage him, Bismack Biyombo single coverage him the whole game. What do you think gonna happen? But anyways, he did that against the Bucks in the finals, and Giannis had 50 points on them and they lost. So I don't know, but we gotta talk about KD, man, because Book, I know he disappeared again in a closeout game, but he was so amazing in these playoff runs. He actually carried the Suns this far. I'm gonna give him a break. 12 points though, you gotta do better. I was like, damn, when I saw the stat sheets, I was like, bro, you had 12 points. Like, you can't do that. But KD, man, I'm not even going to trash him because I'm not one of those guys who held KD in such high standards anymore. Ever since last year, I was like, okay, it looks like KD is done being a top three player, in my opinion. He can still be super efficient, but I believe that at this point of his career, unless he's on a super stacked team, his body and his stamina won't let him react to physicality good enough for him to be efficient as a volume scorer. Because if you put KD on the stack team, he'll only get up like 15 shots, but only 15 very good shots, very makeable shots for him. And he'll make like 10 to 12 of them, get to the line, and then he'll have 28 to 30 on great efficiency. We're like, whoa, that's the best player in the world, right? But when it comes to KD actually carrying a squad, handling defensive pressure all the time, double teams, it's over for that. Like, he won't do that anymore at an elite level. Like, Jokic was clearly the best player in the series, and Booker was clearly better than KD the whole series. And that should tell you something. Because prime KD, I don't know about Jokic because Jokic is really amazing like that, but prime KD would kill Book in his sleep, right? So that leads us to what's next for the Phoenix Suns. First of all, Chris Paul is gone. Like, ain't no way. That salary, man, he's set to make like 45 million next season. This season, he was barely a good starter for the better part of the season, and he got injured again in the playoffs. Like, at this point, I'm a Chris Paul fan, but you gotta let that ship go, man. It's over. Chris Paul is not gonna be an impactful starter anymore. Now you've committed to Book and KD, but you got to build another squad around them, getting some solid role players somehow. So I don't know if that means getting rid of Aiden and Chris Paul, but you got to find a way because this is just not going to cut it. Book. I don't think Book has another playoff run in him like this. Like, he was being compared to Michael Jordan and Will Chamberlain for fuck's sake. So if Book has to play like this, and KD has to be a version of himself that he can't be anymore for you to lose in the second round in 6, yeah, man, like you won't get any better. So you got to find a way to get some 3-and-D guys, some glue guys, and start fresh, man. Having a balanced roster. Because I'm going to make another video later in the year about the fact that this Phoenix Suns team is exactly like the Brooklyn Nets from last season. And this formula in the NBA, it's just not gonna work. Like, it's as amazing as it is to watch guys like KD, Book, Kyrie, Luka put on offensive clinic, shot making of all-time great shot making. If it's just two guys like that won't play good defense leading you, you're not gonna win. You may miss the playoffs unless the roster is super solid around you. The same thing can be said actually about the Lakers. You see LeBron and AD right now, they're striving. But people were doubting them, but it's not because they weren't good anymore. It's just because the roster was too flawed. They were about to miss the playoffs. They were the 13th seed for the whole season. So yeah, before we go, Monty Williams, like you've been amazing for the Phoenix Suns as far as setting up a culture and everything, but you may be on the hot seat. If I'm the Suns owner, I might look to get you up out of here, bro, because you're just too stubborn at the end of the day. This single coverage stuff is just not it. It's just not it, and you haven't been able to play your bench. I know you kind of had like a short window to adapt to the arrival of KD, but you didn't offer anything offensively other than ISOs and playing 5 guys for 45 minutes, and then we wonder why they wear down physically or they get injured. So you got to do better than that. So yeah, man, that was my whole thing about the Suns. Shout out to the Nuggets. We're going to make a video about them because they've been amazing and we need to give them flowers. And get in the comment section and tell me what's next for the Suns, man. Do you keep the squad and run it back because you think this time they'll have the opportunity to build some chemistry? Do you blow it up? Do you trade Book? Do you trade KD? Do you trade Aiden? Tell me what you would do, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.